Hello, Estrella. Oh, there you go. Now we can see you. Can you see me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's much better. All right. We are live on WePowerRadio.com. All right. I'm DJ Shelby. Call me Shelby. We've met before on, this side. So you know me.
Yeah.
I and my listeners are very excited about this interview or slash performance, the whole thing. Conversations and music are, invaluable. Just lots of things to think about. Great music. I've been listening to it for the past 2 days. I've listened to it before, but really listened to it. So it's really cool. Okay, all right. So what's going on right now as far as, how would you be introduced right now? What are the hats you're wearing right now? What are the things you're working on, focused on right now?
Yeah, right now, geez, I'm putting a lot of focus now, changing gears and getting back to writing music again.
Okay.
Which is a great change. I spent the last 2 years promoting my last CD, and then I spent all of last year creating my online guitar instructional videos. And that took a year and a half. So, to try and, to have a concept of something, take it from a concept to actually executing it, learning how to, not only do video, but then video editing, and then building a website, and then it's like, am I nuts? I thought I was crazy. But after a year and a half of working at it, not only did I get it done, but I created 100 excellent, high-quality, guitar lessons that I'm very proud of. So I know that if I get hit by a truck tomorrow, that my work will be recognized. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't. That happen.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're actually going to tonight. I'm going to be playing for you folks, so it's going to be great.
That's awesome.
We're going to do a little experiment. We're going to call it "Fly on the Wall."
All right.
And you're going to hear what I do when I am practicing.
Okay.
And what I play. I'm going to basically just get into channeling and just playing. Just playing,
okay.
And letting you hear this is the kind of stuff that comes out of my
free flow jam thing.
Completely free flow.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Very cool. If you didn't know, this is my new show, Wherever You Want to Go. So you're my second guest, featured guest. And,
wonderful.
Yeah, very cool. And basically, I'm combining, different things, like sort of what you're doing, but different things. But basically, I'm a social worker at heart. I'm an MSW. And so, I've taken a 10-year hiatus and trying to figure out where to focus my energy as well as my love for music. So This is a perfect combination to do both of those things. I also have a personal quest for knowledge that's just been ongoing. I'm a reader, I'm aware of what's going on, I'm open to different things. And basically, the talk that I experienced with your friend, I can't remember her name, I apologize, but it was a reptilian, and her story, and the fact that she's at peace, and with her experience and with her life, and you could just feel it, you could tell, you could just feel it coming through. And that was impressive. And of course it always, everybody, whatever age you are, maybe when it's more in your 40s, I don't know, who knows, maybe it's a thing. But, everybody thinks, what's out there? And actually, that's when you're younger even too. You think, what's out there? You think the earth. And then you think, okay, and then you can't go any further. And then your head starts to hurt, and then you just stop because there's, not much else to think about. More and more now, of course, which is wonderful. And, you always wonder what happens when I die, what's out there, what is my purpose here, that kind of thing. In general, everybody thinks that, at one time or another. And so your music, is just another way to, with the connection with extraterrestrials, aliens. I don't know what the proper word is exactly to use with you. Since you're the
ETs, fine, extraterrestrials.
Okay, that's right.
I'm actually starting to call them star nations, because that's actually the more appropriate term.
Okay, I'm trying to get the PC, term for, okay, make sure I'm saying the right thing. I don't want to offend anyone, of course.
Just don't use the word alien or gray. The Zetas really hate, why do you call us gray? It's like me calling you pink. It's like,
right.
yeah, I get it.
I get it, right, I get it. That makes sense, that makes perfect sense. And this in turn, with listening to your music and experiencing what I have with you in our conversations, got my mind wandering. I have an active mind, and it changes my outlook about time here and the purpose of us here, kind of in general. And then I was thinking about Mormons, Scientologists. Not that I am one of those things. That's not my choice of religion at this point or whatever. I'm open to all that, but I'm sure that there's other religions that have a connection to the ET world like these do. Now these religions are, I don't know a lot about them, a little bit perhaps, but it kind of made me think about that and other religions that have a connection, and also the artifacts, that you've discussed and, I've read about in other ways as well. The whole thing with your music and the information I've learned, makes me feel more comfortable in my world, knowing, that I believe what you believe to be real, and it's just a really neat thing. So anyway, that's my little sort of monologue there, I guess you could call it that. Yeah. So I just wanted to thank you for that, and kind of opening my mind. I'm always excited for that. So.
Well, yeah, things. I keep learning more and more, and more incredible things just keep happening. All the time. It's like weekly now, honestly. And the thing is that I'm starting to find is that the more and more I'm growing with my abilities, the more and more that my feet are more in the fourth dimension, making it harder to relate to people at this level.
Right, on our dimension, correct.
Because I put stuff out, I even put stuff out on Facebook and made it very clear from point A to point B of exactly what transpired to what occurred. Explain something that was of a paranormal reality. I hate that word paranormal. Spiritual world. And they said to me, yeah, I read it, I didn't get it. And like two people said that to me, and they're intelligent, like they're university people. They're like, yeah, I read it, I didn't understand it, because they just cannot comprehend things that they cannot tangibilize or put into a three-dimensional space, according to what they understand as reality.
I get it.
So when you start talking about a synchronicity, and then a number that was given in the synchronicity that actually corresponds to something that means something, and I was trying to explain this, there was a message for me that came to me last week. Well, I might as well tell you. You want to hear the story?
Yeah, I hear it.
This is going to blow your mind.
Okay, tell me.
For people who are completely new to myself and Pyramids on Mars, I'm an experiencer. My music's priority is to help awaken your consciousness and expand your consciousness to higher frequencies. I'm very in tune to higher frequencies when I play, and I'm learning more and more about my abilities. But I'm an experiencer. I've had contact with extraterrestrials. I've had 3 UFO contacts. I've spoken with extraterrestrials. I talk to them on a regular basis now, actually. They use Twitter. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, it's a long story. But anyway, but the biggest thing that happens on a regular basis are synchronicities. And that's when something occurs and then something else, like basically 2 things kind of come together. And it's like, well, that's an interesting coincidence. Well, you have to do is you have to look at these things, figure out, wait a second, what is the universe trying to tell me?
Right.
Now, this is not science fiction, because this happens, ever since I found out about my UFO sighting was, authenticated, ever since then, all these synchronicities took place. The biggest one of my life came last week, and I was told 2 weeks ago by my ET friends. They said, Kevin, there's going to be a test, exclamation mark. There's going to be a test, exclamation mark. The universe is going to see if you are ready to proceed to the next level. So they told me this 2 weeks ago. Now here's the story. I have a friend who's an experiencer. She was taken on board a craft in 1961.
All right.
She still has connections to these beings, and they still communicate with her.
All right.
Anyway, she sent me an email 2 weeks ago that she had received a phone call from an extraterrestrial that gave her a sequence of numbers. Now, she also has a witness to this as well. There's an attorney friend of hers who actually was there and heard the phone call.
Right.
And also, he got a phone call too. Or these numbers were coming through his speaker while he was watching TV, and he was annoyed by it, and he just shut it off because he doesn't believe in this kind of stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, so these numbers, there's three sequences of numbers. They actually end up corresponding to something like an IP address of some guy at NASA. And then there was another set of numbers that pointed to some kind of website in regards to like some kind of technology. But the other group of numbers, Nancy didn't understand what they were, but she felt compelled to send it to me, thinking that I might know somebody who would be able to help her. And so I get this email, and I'm automatically thinking, it was almost like a telepathic kind of thing, thinking Jenna Orion. She contact her, and she's an experiencer who I met a few months ago, and I'm reading one of her books right now. And she and I have, we've had some talks and stuff, telepathically too, and I'll get into that later.
Wow.
But anyway, I felt compelled to send the email to her, and so I did. And then it was last week, it was June 1st, I got an email from Jenna that she had received my email and that she was working on it. And so then I sent my response back to Nancy that, she's working on it. Then the next day, I get an email from Nancy. She said to me, Kevin, did you see the time that you sent your email? I'm like, I looked at it. She said, you sent it at 4:44 p.m. the 1st of the month. I received my phone call from the ET at 4:44 p.m. the 1st of the month.
Wow.
Now somebody can say, "Oh, that's an interesting coincidence." Anyway, how's dinner going? No, you stop. You got to look at
Things
this.
like that are not coincidences.
No, because the actual statistics of that actually happening, if you count up, of all the minutes I could have sent that email in a month, it's 1 in 44,640. Not coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
But what's significant was the number 444.
Okay.
It was a message. 444 is an angelic number. It's an angelic number. It means, and I read this, and it actually came at a very special point in my life because I made a very big decision last week. It's personal, but I can't get into it, but it was the biggest decision I've ever made. Anyway, it was a message. It was an angelic message from the angels that I was in perfect harmony and resonance with the universe, and everything that I'm doing is of plan, according to plan. That what I'm doing, I'm in perfect harmony, and they were blessing my decision. You can't make this up.
No. So blessing your decision to go on with your mission, so to speak, and your
following my decision
exactly.
to make a huge change in my life, and they were blessing it. Angels are very real. And here's the other synchronicity to the whole thing. Nancy Tremaine, when she was on board this craft, she was in the presence of 3 different type of extraterrestrials. They were a couple of Zetas, like big black eyes and gray head, and then they were kind of doing some scientific stuff. But there was a reptilian who was flying the craft, who was shapeshifted to a human, and she called him Mister. She's always referred to him as Mister, and he was flying the craft. He was a very benevolent reptilian.
Oh, good.
But they were also, at the back of the craft, there were these angelic beings. Angels.
Okay. All right. I was going to ask.
And Nancy was asking, are you angels? And she's like, well, what do you think? And so Nancy told me that in 2015 she had received another message from Mr. telling her that Nancy had earned her wings. So in essence, Nancy is an angel, and she was my angel because she's the one who came to me and said, Kevin, did you see these numbers? And I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I was told 2 weeks ago there was going to be a test. If it weren't for her, I would have failed the test.
You watched out for it. You were ready for it to receive it. Not that you don't already, are open to receiving things, but that's just an amazing thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've had I have new abilities that have been developing this year.
Oh.
Telepathy. Telepathy now.
We were just talking about that. Okay.
Yeah. I can tell you a couple. I'll tell you one more story.
Okay.
For this.
Great.
It was in regards to Jenna Orion, and this happened about a month ago. Right. And I told you I was reading her book. Now we've had a little bit of communication. Through MSN Messenger and emails, but I haven't heard from her in probably six weeks. So I'm reading her book, and there was a chapter that she was talking about being on the Oprah Winfrey Show with Professor John Mack, but they told her that she was not allowed to speak of her extraterrestrial experiences as being anything benevolent or spiritual. She was not allowed to do that.
On the show told her.
That's right, on Oprah Winfrey Show. So you can't talk about that. It's like, because they were too busy showing videos of people under hypnosis who have been abducted by aliens and how horrible these experiments were and how evil these aliens are. And so I immediately, in my mind, I put out this, it was almost like a boom, like a thought. It's a thought of, I'm contacting Jenna Ryan, I must warn her about the evil alien agenda, because some information has been shared with me through my networks of some huge disclosure projects going on, and this is a huge warning that possible there could be something really bad happening of basically like a fake alien invasion to make people believe that extraterrestrials are evil and here to destroy us, and the United States is going to save us because we have all this technology to stop them. But anyway, so after having that thought that I was going to contact Jenna and warn her.
Okay. You were just saying about something, that the ETs would be, this is something the ETs would be doing in order to make us, why would they want us to act against them or be afraid of them? Or did I misunderstand completely what you said?
It's not the ETs, it's the governments of the world have been, and all these other institutions, even like the UFO TV shows, they're all pushing this evil alien fear. They're pushing fear. Every time you turn on, next on Fox, alien abductions, people being taken by their homes against their will. This bullshit.
And the probes and all that stuff.
The probes, fear. And the thing is that, the government, the U.S. government has back-engineered extraterrestrial craft. They've had extraterrestrial technology for the last 60 years.
Okay.
And they have the ability to be able to fake an alien invasion. They have AI robot, Zetas, to be able to, and they also have, other technologies to basically be able to put telepathic or artificial telepathy thoughts in your mind, make you think that you're hearing the voice of God.
Okay.
And they'll control everybody. They have this ability. They can do this. They have this technology.
Okay. Well,
and it's going to be a battle for people to follow their hearts and follow truth, or be guided by fear and fall victim to the world. Anyway, the long and short of it was, I had to warn Jenna about this, okay? And so, I just gave it this thought. It was, I have to warn you about this evil alien thing. Now, I told you, I haven't heard for 6 weeks. 20 minutes later, my phone is doing some activity on MSN Messenger.
Okay.
A message came up. It was from Jenna Orion. She had sent me a video that was linked to somebody who had filmed a UFO, an invisible UFO. They were using an infrared camera, so they were able to see this UFO with an infrared camera. That's not alien technology. That is government testing flight.
Okay. All right.
And she said, and I said this, and I said this is regards to this evil alien agenda, fake alien invasion thing. And she said, that's funny, Kevin, because just before I went to the computer, I had this thought, the exact same thought, that I had to contact you about this.
Yeah.
We had a telepathic communication. Now, the great thing is that we all have this ability.
I was about to say, we all do have this ability, I would think.
We all have this ability. If you awaken it inside yourself, if you believe it, if you choose to remember who you are. Because we are all spirits. We've all lived multiple lifetimes, and you carry your imprint in your DNA, your quantum DNA, your entire memories of your entire existence.
Yes.
You have to learn to awaken yourself and remember who you are.
Okay.
This is what it's about. This is what it's about. I mean, you don't need to search out, outer things to find out who you already are.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many things out there, like governments and religions, that are trying to control you to make you believe that you need us. Forget about this stuff. You need us. And God is in heaven. You're on earth, and you can't get to heaven unless you do this, this, and this.
Yes.
Well, that's all the false matrix of control. It's kind of sad for me to say, like, I've been a Catholic my entire life, and a lot of things have been turned upside down for me.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm coming into an awakening of understanding things at a much deeper level. So it's a time of real chaos, really it is. But it's also a time of the light. The light is coming on.
Well, so the telepathic communication, there's so many times I knew who's going to call. When the phone rings, I knew who's going to call. My mother and I are connected, We already have figured out we have some kind of connection, psychic connection. I knew when she's going to call, she texts me at the same time, the same thing at the same time I text her the same thing. This is just a little example, for instance. But I know very much, that it's there. It's there, and then it's a matter of tuning into it. I've been told I'm a visionary by a church. I was told I'm a visionary, something special, something else for me to delve into and learn how it all connects to everything that we know so far and things that you're learning and aware of. So trying to figure out that also, how to fit that all in. So you never know.
You're absolutely right. And when you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and someone, it was a Bible church. It was a hand-holding kind of thing, prayer thing that I was a part of 2 years ago. And the woman I was holding hands with, after we were done, she just kind of, she took my, let go of my hand. She said, "You're a visionary." She said, "You've known this for a long time. You have, some sort of power." I don't know if she would use the word powers, but gifts is the word she used. And I said, "Yes, I have been aware of that since I've been little." And she said, "You try to hide it." I said, "Well, not so much, I'm just not ready to, I guess, tap into it. I didn't give it as much thought." But after that, I started giving it some thought, and I've yet to get books, and a lot of things are mixed up with religion with that term, so it's hard to find objective or more open, world-minded, which is the thinking I like, that type of literature to read.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Something else, that.
No area.
We're going on a journey. We're on this journey in life. So, well, let's get into your music. Which is the great part of the show also. What we just talked about is incredible. And feel free to interject anytime with any more ET stuff. It is awesome, amazing. It really is. I mean, like I was just saying, it just helps sum things up. It might bring peace. People might flip out, but anyway, whatever the case may be, I'm not one of those people. So I feel, at one with everything, whatever that word might be. We don't know yet. Your last album, Echo Cosmic, I've listened to the songs. I know what you're basically, right about what you're inspired by, that kind of thing. I mean, that was, it's a little homework I did. We talked before. And, there's things said, an embodiment of music that brings both worlds together. A message to the world of the ET presence. Baroque classical guitar, which we've talked about. The Baroque period is really your favorite period.
Yes.
I know about that period. I took a class. That's really the limit of it. Listen to some music. Took a class. It's just as intense as lots of other music. The classical period as well. Maybe that's a little more intense. But anyhow. So it's a updated sound, heavier than Satriani. Someone said Satriani some blues, metal, classical. It came to life in your dreams, was said.
Yeah.
And an advantage that you said is that you can transform like a chameleon. So there's some interesting little things just to toss out there. But, well, just go where you want to go with your music and talk about it. What are we going to do?
Well, yeah, because my three biggest guitar influences are Jimi Hendrix, David Gilmour, and Joe Satriani. Those are, I would say, like the spirit of who I am would reside with those three.
Okay.
I'm actually finding myself a lot more these days channeling more of a David Gilmour type of energy.
All right.
He just undescribable.
Well,
He's just
I was going to ask you to describe it. You just said undescribable. Can you try and describe it a little bit, just so I'm not familiar with that artist? I don't know if the audience is.
David Gilmour, the guitarist of Pink Floyd.
Oh, I apologize. Probably should have known that. I'm not that great with themes of songs and particular band members. I know what they look like. I know what the songs sound like. I know the name. Just different ways people learn and pick up information. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and yes, when I was listening to your music, I did hear some Pink Floyd stuff. I went to a Brit Floyd concert recently in Connecticut, and it was great. And put me in like the trance, the soothing, obviously the powerful moments, the lights, all of that. But your music reminded me of that. Some of the feelings I had when I was listening to Brit Floyd. So, well, carry on.
Yeah, Pink Floyd's a huge influence for me. And David Gilmour was obviously a huge influence for me guitar-wise. Not so much style, but just feeling. I just resonate with his energies. And there's going to be a lot more of that energy on the next album with some of the songs that are being written.
Great.
I mean, the album is going to have really heavy songs. It's going to have some very beautiful emotional songs.
Okay.
I'm currently working on a song right now that's being submitted, possibly to be used in a major Hollywood next TV series.
Fabulous. Your music, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it going that way. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's being submitted to that, and they're waiting for me to finish it. So it's really exciting.
Very exciting.
And believe it or not, that's the song that I'm writing. It is. It sounds very much has a very same feel of. Remember the TV show Twin Peaks?
Yes.
Okay, the theme song for Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Yeah, if you listen to that song, it's a cross between that and the Princess Bride, the movie The Princess Bride.
Okay.
I'll
be doing some of that, looking at that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very beautiful song. It's really heart touching. So that's a side of me that that some people you hear it on my albums, and then some other songs. This album is going. It's going much. The new album's going really heavy, back to basically a lot of industrial sounds.
Okay.
Influences by Ministry, Meshuggah, Baby Metal, and Tool. So those are the biggest heavy hitters that's going to be on this album.
I'm excited.
In fact, actually, I saw Tool last week in Cox Coliseum, and it was just the most spiritual experience, man. I'm so glad I'm going back to the Tool sound.
Those dudes have been around for a while, gosh. I think I saw them in concert in the early 90s.
Yeah, they're in a long time.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
So I've been working, I've got a whole bunch of different songs that I've got ideas for, and I got titles for songs, and I'm just working on stuff now. So it's a work in progress, obviously, but I've got everything laid out in regards to what it is I want to do, and then just got to put it together, so to speak.
You're organized, it seems. You're organized, it seems.
I'm very organized. Yeah, I have to be.
It helps. It really helps.
But it's also a matter of the right timing and the right energies in the universe.
Yeah.
Because I have to pull this energy from creator source. And bring it, through the collective consciousness into me, and it has to come from that energy. So once I'm balanced and I'm ready to do it, I will know when it's the time, and then I will record the tracks. I will never record anything that's not of the highest of what I envision. So to speak.
Envision, right?
I'm also learning some new abilities to be able to add some multiple other dimensions to my music. So I'm working on some very interesting things right now. So it's a very exciting time. Let's put it that way.
Great.
But as I said, going back, talking about my guitar lessons that I created and my guitar style, I really don't listen to guitar players. I don't tend to get inspired by trying to learn what other guitar players are playing.
You want to be your own artist.
Yeah, well, I just I watch too many YouTube videos, and I watch too many guitar players, and I could see all these great techniques and all these great amazing things these guys are playing, but it lacks the soul. It lacks the essence. It doesn't have that feeling. It's very mechanical. It sounds very mechanical. It sounds very like a robot, and it's very disappointing. I mean, some of these guys are playing some great, amazing technical stuff, but the heart isn't there. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're playing great, great stuff in that, but where's your feeling? I don't understand. So I kind of turn it off. But then when I go and I sit in my car, and then I put on my the only radio station I listen to is 96.3 Classical, and then I'm listening to something from Mozart or Beethoven. I'm like, oh my God, this is just absolutely incredible.
Refreshing.
It's the melodies, the chord progressions, just the dancing of melodies, and it's mixed with arpeggios, and it's like just air flowing off of a wing. This is beautiful. That's beauty to me. That's what I listen to. That's what inspires me. If I hear a beautiful harpsichord or piano piece that's playing beautiful chords and stuff, that's what resonates with me. And so I know what it is, that I want to do, and I bring that energy in. And for anybody, as a musician, the best advice I can give anybody is become what it is that you love, that you are attracted to. Don't be afraid to imitate your favorite musician, because you're never going to be them. You will take a piece of them into your heart and soul, but you need to take that and make it it'll become your own. So, and it was a quote by Kirk Hammett, one of the greatest quotes I ever heard. He said, "To imitate is to create. You have to start somewhere."
Ah, okay.
And I was just like, oh my God, that's just amazing.
Well,
he's right. He's absolutely right.
That makes sense. With I started, and there's personal experiences, of course, in life you learn from, but yes, you have to sort of let the mentors be the mentors, and take that position initially. Of course, you have your own dream, your own thoughts, your own, the whole thing, what you want to do, your own values, but there is a certain time where you need a mentor, and that's fine. And exactly, you'll take the pieces you are valuable to you or connect to you, and you'll move on. And that applies to almost any career whatsoever, or any calling, let's say, because there's jobs and there's careers and there's callings, and yes.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
So.
And you have to go for your calling and be true to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest part for so many people is they don't know who they are or where they want to go.
Yeah.
And maybe it's fear. I don't know. Maybe they don't know how to put the tools together, and put it together and become something unto themselves.
I think inner peace has a lot to do with it, and then inner peace lends itself to having things settled in your heart and your mind, having some epiphanies along the way, to get to that point.
Yeah, you gotta be lost and not knowing who you are, where you're going, and what it is that you want. My guitar lessons aren't selling so well is because it's so way out there that it's hard for people to relate to what it is that I'm doing. It's very frustrating because, you know, I see these other guitar lessons that pop up on Facebook with these guys teaching stuff, and they've got like 100,000 Facebook followers and thousands of views and tweets and stuff, and then I go and watch these guys, and they're just, they've got nothing. I mean, they're just teaching really basic stuff,
right?
You know, some good, you know, they're teaching it way at this level, which is what masses are. And then I offer the Maserati guitar lessons.
You are, right.
And people are just looking at it going,
right.
you know, honestly.
Oh my God, that's way above me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right then. No, I'll just do that right now. So there's some.
Yeah.
Right.
His fingers move. And it sounds amazing, but I don't know what he's doing. It's like, look at that, man, jeez. Just watch, you know, if you just watch the video, I've got the transcriptions, I've got the chord progressions, it's all laid out. It's easy. Well, you know, just pick it up and try and learn it, you know, I don't know, man. So I just, you know, I'm not worrying about it, you know. When the time is right, people, you know, will take a look at the videos, but, you know, I got them on Twitter all the time. People are always constantly retweeting them and favoriting the trailers.
Oh, good.
So obviously they like what I'm doing. Good. But so okay, that's great. You know, just when the energy's right, the energy will be right. And I'm just gonna, you know, lay low with it. But you know, tonight I'm gonna play some stuff that's kind of, good. You know, the new things that I've been discovering. Good. But you know, like it was actually, I'm glad that I went through the process of creating these lessons, because it was able for me to put into physical form these ideas that were in my mind, these musical phrases and expressions, and then be able to teach myself, okay, what am I doing here? Because by doing a music video, you're forcing yourself to analyze yourself. And then I was able to understand what it was that I was doing, which helped reinforce it back into my mind so that I learned it at a deeper level. You know what I mean? It was a great process. Yeah. And I'm really happy I did it. And also I've got all the transcriptions as well, so I can, you know, if I can always pull it out myself, and I'm my best student actually. I should give myself a raise, because I'm learning so much from like my videos. Seriously, you know?
Well, you learn by the process, the whole process, and it's valuable no matter what. Even if
I'll watch one of the videos, I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so cool. I should learn how to play that. It's like, you know, it's funny.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. So, yeah. But any other questions?
No, I'm ready for you to get into your music.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna fire her up here.
All right.
And actually, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna first play for you. No one's heard this. This is the first song off of my new CD. It's called Song of Light.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to hear that.
All right, Song of Light.
Song of Light.
Kevin Estrella.
Let me do the setup.
All right, take your time. Great guitars on the wall. The silver one is totally cool. Ah, and that's the one you'll be playing. Cool, great.
All right, here we go. Bad chord. Back again. Here we go.
Great. That was great. That was awesome. You could
What do you
just
think of that?
feel it. I was trying to feel it, where it was going. It was nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's just the rhythm guitar to it. But
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be lead guitar and drums and everything like that.
All
So
that stuff. Yeah. That's great. It sounded phenomenal. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else you got for us?
yeah, I can just kind of do an experiment here and be a fly on the left. You can be a fly on the wall and
All right.
come up with stuff. All right, so here, see this. This is gonna be interesting.
Okay. Again, I just laughed. Great. It was great. That was awesome. Fun to watch. Really neat. I mean, I'm not a guitar player, so I'll be using the basic words: neat, cool, awesome, that kind of thing. But I'm actually a fledgling percussionist, so I've decided to get into the drums. So that's my next project. One that may happen soon. Kind of practicing, I'll just practice with songs and, do it, whatever, kind of unconventional. But anyway, that was just phenomenal. That was great.
Yeah, there's like other things like, some of the things that I'm doing, like for example, take a block piece like one of the Goldberg variations, and this I'm gonna play something here for you, which is actually the right hand of a harpsichord.
Oh.
So. Oh yeah. So something like that.
Great. So you're using the guitar as a harpsichord.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and other things like Vivaldi-inspired melodies using pedal tones. So something like this.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Things like that. There's all kinds of things you can do that are more things that violins do rather than what a guitar player does. And that's kind of like that's where I hear things, and so I'll start creating these pedal tone type of melodies. Things like that.
Cool. Why did you choose, I meant to ask, why did you choose to stick with instrumentals only with your music?
Why just instrumental?
Correct. I was just wondering.
Because that was, I haven't always been in instrumental bands.
Okay.
I was in regular bands for many years. But when I went to start doing my own solo stuff, instrumental rock was always who I was.
All right.
I always wanted to, the reason why I became a guitar player when I really got serious was in high school when my best friend brought in Joe Satriani Surfing with the Alien.
I remember hearing that the first time. I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to play like. That's the kind of music I want to write. And ever since then, since I was 14, 15, I made it my goal that someday I'm going to be able to play like Joe Satriani. I want to be able to play like him. And that's always been my goal. And so I spent years, learning, not only my notes and scales and stuff, but I spent years studying melody. Just studying melody. I even bought books on melody. But I actually found the books to be a waste of time. I just started to use my ear and listen to how Satriani was building melodies. But then it was really, the turning point for me was a Bach piece It was a performance by Misha Miaski playing cello solo. It was Suite Number 1, cello solo.
Okay.
And when I heard it, I was just, my whole life changed. It was the most beautiful piece of music I ever heard. And then it was, after hearing that, it was just like, then it was like, I discovered the world of Bach. And I ended up buying all these Bach CDs and then hearing all this music. And it was like hearing music for the first time in my life of how complex, how beautiful things were. And so that's what I wanted to play. I wanted to sound like that. I wanted to capture that. And then I found out that Vivaldi was very similar to Bach because they were both in the same time period. Bach was influenced by Vivaldi. He had people go to Italy, get transcriptions of his music, and drive it all the way up to Germany so that he could study it. And then he ended up taking some of Vivaldi's music and like turning it into like an organ piece. He would take one of his orchestras and he would turn it into an organ piece. But they both had the same sensibility in regards to how they heard violin melodies.
Okay.
And Bach was huge influenced by Vivaldi. That's what I found out. And that's why there's so much that I love about nuances about each one.
Right.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's awesome that you're sneaking it in there. I mean, you're not sneaking it in there. It's on purpose, but I mean, that's neat. That's good. That's a way to get started the sound out. And also, when I was 18, I heard Metallica and Baroque, classical, all at the same time. Like I was introduced to all this at the same time. And it's just, it's a whole other world that opens up to you. You think, all the old people listen to this kind of music. But no, not in fact at all. And there's very similar intensities and similar things that I don't know how to speak of, you know how to speak of, but how you incorporate into your guitar playing. So it's just great. Right? And I wish more teenagers would listen to more other types of music. It took me a class to kind of do it, get into it more. But initially, it was just a friend or a friend, here's this tape, try it out. It's really cool, It's Mozart, it's Bach, and I thought, So it's good. It's good. Very cool.
Yeah, I find like so many of these guitar players who like call themselves like neoclassically influenced. But when I started listening to what they're doing, it sounds like they learned it from a guitar player. Like they're not actually listening to classical music.
I see. Yes.
That's the difference. There's only a few guitar players who, like for me, who like when I hear what I'm playing, I hear what it is that I'm hearing. When I listen to Bach, and like Malmsteen is a great example because like he plays guitar like a violin. Like he really does, and that's why he's such a huge influence on me. Because I actually dedicated 2 years of my life to listening to nothing but Yngwie Malmsteen and listening and learning everything I could until I knew Malmsteen's stuff inside and out and knew how he thought. But the thing was, for that process to go like that, I had to go back to his influences to understand how he was thinking, how he was interpreting stuff. Right. And that's where I understood. That's where I finally got it, because I went back to Bach, and then all of a sudden I started hearing myself sounding more like Malmsteen, just because the phrasing, the violin phrasing. Just like the feel to it, and that vibrato is so important, for a guitar player, because that's where the emotion comes out, and that's the thing I have a hard time with listening to a lot of guitar players, because that's where I'll hear if there's actually emotion behind it. But there's so many guitar players who play, and then they do their vibrato, it's like, or it's, whatever. It's like it's empty. It's like, where's the feeling? Where's the soul? You want to play with feeling.
You want to feel it, right? Like Jimi Hendrix, you want to feel it. You want to feel it, yeah.
Like you feel it. When you feel it. Mm-hmm. It's that cosmic energy, and you want to tap that. You want to be part of one with it.
I like what you said. Sorry to interrupt. We're Skyping, so it's hard not to interrupt sometimes. I like what you said about when you were learning Yngwie Malmsteen or other art, you look beyond, you look where their influences are, and I think that's so important with really anything. First of all, you don't take things at face value, you do some research. Do some research before you open your mouth and do whatever. I mean, that's just kind of a good thing to do in general. Get the whole point of view. But I like the way that you do that, because you should go beyond, and if you're really studying something specifically, go beyond and find out with whom their mentors are, and where they were coming from, and how that seeps into this experience that you're trying to learn, or whatever it is you're trying to learn, and then process it. It's just a fabulous way of doing it. I mean, in my opinion, kudos to you. Great, this is just awesome. So,
thank you.
When do you think your new album might be coming out?
You know, I had hoped for it to come out the end of this year, but there's been a lot of things that have happened in the last year that's kind of slowed that process down, and that's fine. That just means that it'll come when it's supposed to come out.
Yes.
So I'm thinking probably it's heading more towards the 2018 before the summer of 2018.
It's like spring of 2018, and that's a great time to introduce a Renaissance time. Good time to introduce something. Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice time. People start getting outside, listen to your music.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. We're having, as a matter of fact, we're having a little heat wave here in southern Connecticut, 90s. So this is the first day to click on the air conditioners and all that. What's it like up there?
Oh my God, it's so hot. It's amazing. Yeah, it's probably like 30 degrees, at least 30.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but 30 degrees,
oh.
Yay!
30 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit? No, you guys are in Fahrenheit,
right? We're Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay. So you were Canada, so it's 30 degrees.
I was thinking, all right, well, if that's what you're into as far as warm weather.
It's probably like 80.
Okay,
80.
so you're like 10 degrees. So you're warm too, so 10 degrees.
It's really warm today.
It's just warm, but it is beautiful. It's great, it's welcome. Gets you out of the seasonal affective thing in the wintertime, and it's just nice to the sun on your face. It's really good. All right, well, I've totally enjoyed this. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners?
Yeah, well, please go to my website at pyramidsonmars.com, and everything is there. So you can, my music, listen to my music. My music's still available for sale there. My guitar lessons, there's a link to my guitar lessons.
Right.
I got links to my store, which has really cool t-shirts, and it's got links to my radio show, Pyramids on Mars Beautiful Radio.
Okay.
And then there's links to all my podcasts. So everything, pyramidsonmars.com. It's a toy store.
And your website is great. I've checked it out. It's user friendly. It's awesome. It's interesting. All right. Take care, Kevin, Estrella.
Thank you very much.
Joe Satriani from the North. Here he is. All right. Over and out.